So you've seen
He
him.
started.
You've seen him in a bunch of stuff.
He was in both of the barbershop movies.
Is there anything white that I would have seen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm tragically white, and though I haven't seen the barbershop movie, as odd as that might sound, I haven't
seen the barbershop picture.
Why would he see those I haven't seen those movies. Okay.
What? Oh, how was that racist?
And you think I named myself Black Vulcan? Hell no. I used to go by Supervolt. Black Vulcan was Aquaman's idea. And I said, well, maybe we should just call you Whitefish.
Dude, we are dealing with serious irony.
But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Oh, you should put that speech on tape.
He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
Hello, Chicago, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Got a drink to that?
Welcome to Alternate Reality.
Saying things about you again.
She's not getting out of jail.
Want to join a cult?
No, she's not getting out of jail anytime soon.
Or the Jimmy Olsen?
Which
next month she's getting sentenced.
The black guy.
Next month is Hollywood big sentence in mind.
He's leaving the show.
No, I'm
Supergirl.
I'm talking about the original way back Smallville.
Oh no, that was
Pete
Ross.
Pete Ross.
That was Pete Ross.
That was Pete Ross. That nut.
No, they had two Jimmy Olsens on Smallville. They managed to have the one who you thought was Jimmy Olsen, then they killed him. And then they're sitting there going,
Jimmy.
Wait a minute, what happened to Jimmy Olsen? Then all of a sudden, your name's Jimmy, and you're the younger brother, so I guess you'll grow up. Well, now everything makes more sense.
How the hell is that supposed to work?
Well, that actually does work. It didn't make any sense for Jimmy to be running around with Clark and both of them being close to the same age.
What happened to the Lois
Jimmy needs to be at least 10 years younger than Clark. Hey, here's the younger brother, Jimmy. Oh, well, this will make sense then once you get to the planet.
This is James Bartholomew. This is James Smith.
Barrymore Olsen.
James
Barrymore Olsen.
Yeah, this is the young.
Hey, folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to the Alternate Reality. We are being joined today by the one and only man of musical letters, Rod Flash.
Hello again.
And faithful Indian companion, Bocepheus.
What do you mean, white man?
Yeah, exactly. And we're coming to you from Alternate Reality, the best old comic book store on the face of the earth, located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all new comics are 15% off every day for everyone. This is our fall TV premiere episode, Part 1.
I went through every show debuting this fall. The shows we're talking about today are the only fantasy superhero shows coming at all.
We're not even going to talk about Crisis in this episode.
Well,
or the CW.
Crisis will get its own separate episode.
Okay, today's episode, we're going to cover 4 different shows, and they are...
The brand new science fiction show Emergence on ABC, Batwoman,
Watchmen, which is HBO, which
which
doesn't really have seasons, but go for it with that.
And Stumptown, which is a show that I really didn't think would be on network television. I am amazed ABC picked that show up.
Okay, Stumptown, Batwoman, Watchmen, and
Emergence.
Let's start with Emergence. Emergence is on what channel?
ABC.
And what is the premise of Emergence?
Alien abduction. The lead,
Again?
ABC has a tendency to do these shows a lot. Remember the show Omar Epps was in, where people came back from the dead and all
Yes.
ABC seems to do these shows every other couple of years. Remember the first season of Fargo?
Yes.
The sheriff?
Yes.
She's the lead and Clancy Brown's in it. And there's a little kid who is got some kind of bizarre history where she's either an alien or she's dead.
And the government's looking.
And the government's trying to find her because, she walks around and all of a sudden all the electronics in the room go out. Or she pops up in the back of squad cars out of nowhere. It's like, well, what are you? Are you a human being? Are you an alien? What are you? And ABC is pushing the living hell out of the show.
Now, why are they pushing the hell out of the show? Outside of the fact that it's a fall show, and every network pushes their fall programs.
It's really weird because if you look at the ABC's promos, the two shows they're pushing they're pushing Stumptown, they're pushing Emergence, and they're pushing the Blackish spinoff. They've got like 7 or 8 new shows coming up, but these are the 3 shows they apparently said these are going to be the 3 big hits of the season, so we're going to pump this. And so during any night on ABC from 7 to 10, you're getting at least 3 to 4 commercials on these shows over and over and over and over again. Yeah, they think this is going to be a big shot.
They actually spending money on advertising posters of it.
What's the pedigree on the show?
The producers have been working on a whole bunch of stuff. It's also an in-house show, which means ABC's pumping the hell of it because it's a Disney production. Mm-hmm. And so they always pump the hell out of the stuff they've got.
The reason they're pushing this is because they're trying to get that crowd in for Lost.
Yeah, because there's that rumor that Lost at some point is going to come back. It's not.
God, I hope not.
Well, to
what? To what end?
Not from the same people. There's something different. But there's always a rumor about the thing coming back over and over and over.
Another 7 seasons of pointless nothing.
Oh,
hey, they're all dead. Okay,
yeah,
that is not
dead.
A spoiler. These
are people who worked in comics. Tara Butters and Michelle Pasecas, who've written comics for Marvel, and it's an ABC show. It was actually a show that was ordered by NBC. They didn't want to do it, and then ABC said, "We'll pick it up."
Well, wait a minute. Then it isn't just a Disney ABC show. If it was something that was done that was going to be picked up by NBC.
Well, ABC produces shows that they do get run on other networks. It doesn't have to run on their specific network.
Yeah,
they make shows for all networks. NBC is the one who came up and said, "We'll buy your idea." And they said, "Well, we got to deal with ABC to work."
That's kind of funny because
we'll produce it.
The premise that I read for Emergence sounds exactly like Manifest.
And I would be willing to bet that Manifest and Emergence would probably thought about it at the same time. And that's why NBC said, "Well, no, we got Manifest.
We got Manifest.
No, we got Manifest.
Manifest is the premise.
Zemeckis.
Yeah, Manifest is basically a plane went up in the sky, disappeared for 5 years later.
Comes back.
Yeah, it's been gone for 5 years.
Yeah, and the kid that had leukemia can talk to certain things.
But time has passed normally on the plane.
Right. I'm surprised that they actually went with that idea for it. But with the creepy girl, I can see ABC doing that.
Because Manifest is on Monday nights, right?
Right.
Okay, and Emergence will be on Tuesday nights.
So you'd be watching the same show.
So you figure, okay, if I watch this show, well, that show kind of looks like that show, so why don't I watch that show?
But at least Emergence does have that creepy Clancy Brown on there.
Yeah, Clancy and Donald Faison's also in it, who hasn't worked regularly on TV since Scrubs.
Clancy Brown is not creepy.
Yeah, of course he's creepy.
No, he's not. No.
Are you serious?
No.
Are you serious?
Well, if you're going back to the first Highlander movie, yes, he was creepy. And
he's
done a ton of work since then.
He did a Showtime thing on the Carnival one.
You're thinking of Kurgan Clancy Brown.
No.
This is gray-haired grandpa.
He's still creepy.
Friendly Clancy Brown.
Grandpas can't be creepy, huh?
That's
just because Grandpa walks around with a big knife with him.
Right.
Oh, okay. He's not trying to kill you. Okay. Just because he walk around with a knife doesn't mean he's trying to kill you. Trust me. The man has a white beard. He's got white eyebrows and he got white hair.
He's Santa Claus.
And in the commercial.
Even Santa Claus is creepy.
No, he's not.
Oh, sorry, kids. Santa Claus is not creepy.
Santa Claus is not creepy.
Okay.
It's a friend of all children.
Maybe in your neighborhood, but everywhere else he's not creepy. And I'm not just talking about black Santa Clauses either. I've seen black Santa Clauses that are not creepy.
Santa Claus is the friend of all children.
Krampus, but that's another story.
Krampus is just a stupid Santa Claus ripoff.
No, that's actual German
folklore. We're not
I
German.
thought it was Krampus.
Krampus.
Yeah, we're not German, so who cares?
Well, anyway, from what I've seen of the ads for this thing,
Clancy Brown is really friendly in the ads. Yes, he is. He's talking to a little girl, and he's smiling, and he's sociable, and he's warm and friendly.
Okay, anything else about Emergence? Have any idea what the time schedule is? When's it supposed to be on?
Tuesday, I think it was 8 o'clock on the 29th of September.
Okay.
Yes.
So starting the 29th on Tuesday nights
on ABC.
On ABC at 8 o'clock. Yeah. You can see Emergence if you want to. If you're looking for creepy kids and Clancy Brown not being creepy, but being grandfatherly.
He's creepy. I'm telling you.
He's a nice, friendly guy.
Okay.
He whittles in his spare time. He works at the orphanage.
That's creepy.
Look at the smile on that man's face.
Okay. All right.
Clancy Brown is a gifted actor who can play many different
There's nothing wrong with that. That's a lot. Rucker Howard, God rest his soul, passed away. Was creepy.
DC Animated Universe. He did Lex Luthor's voice. Now, didn't you think Lex Luthor was warm and friendly?
No, I didn't. No, I did not.
When he was in Punisher, didn't he seem like a woman going to get killed?
He's still good. That's nothing wrong with it. Every time Tony Todd opens his mouth, I hear Candyman. So, yeah, it works. Work with it. You're creepy.
Okay, that's Emergence. It's our one non-comic book show.
Yes.
Now, we've got 3 other shows that are comic book-related shows. We'll do Stumptown next because the last 2 are DC shows. Stumptown, which was an Oni Press book.
From Greg Rucka and Matthew Southworth.
The first miniseries came out in 2009, was an Eisner nominee.
Yeah.
And the first issue sold out at the distributor for the first run of it. Yeah. The first issue sold out before it hit the stands.
That was
like a huge hit for Oni.
That was a big hit, and that was people who were going, is this going to be like Queen and Country? Because people were like wondering, is this the next Queen and Country?
Well, yeah, he'd come off of Queen and Country.
Right.
That was his big thing. Previous to that, at Oni. Yeah. That was a 4-issue miniseries. In 2012, that's when the second miniseries came out. That was 5 issues. Yeah. Third miniseries came out, or the third series, I should say, came out in 2014 and is still, I think, going on. I'm not sure.
I think
it's still going on.
It's been a big gap.
That's what makes me think it's not over with.
Yeah.
I think it's still publishing, but they're on hiatus or something.
It's on some kind of weird schedule. It's probably maybe to the Southworth. Because I don't know, he's writing the script, work on it.
I'm not quite sure why he's at Oni outside of, I'm sure they gave him a wonderful
Queen
deal.
Country.
Yeah, but I'm not sure why he's there and not doing this at Image. I'm sure it's some sort of great deal.
Yeah, because that's true, because he has been books at Image. But I think he did the Image book after he did Stumptown. And he probably said, you guys gave me a break with Queen and Country, so I'm going to give you this thing. I'm working on this thing with this guy, and we're gonna hang out, and we're going to stay with you, because this sense of loyalty.
The comic was about Dex Pareis, bisexual private investigator. She's got a gambling problem. And the comic takes place in the Ruckaverse of Fistful of Rain and Atticus Kodiak, which are 2 other books. Well, 2 other books that he's done. Anyway, this was picked up by ABC, and it's going to be on this fall.
It stars
it stars of S.H.I.E.L.D. fame Kobe Smulders and also of How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. And
so she's basically out of the Marvel universe and has her own TV show.
And Michael Ealy. This guy keeps working. He goes from show to show to show to show, looking for something to be a hit.
Right. And from L.A. Law to Cameron Manheim, who hasn't been working in
It's just like, she doesn't work much at all either, but she looks completely different. She doesn't look like she did on L.A. Law. And this is another show that ABC's pumping the living crap out of.
In the comic, all the events in this Ruckaverse take place in Portland, Oregon.
Right. That's where Rucka lives.
Which is where Rucka lives. Yeah. The TV series is also supposed to take place in Portland, Oregon. However, I was just reading a thing this week where they're talking about they're shooting a lot of stuff not in Portland, and they're trying to get more of a Portland vibe into it as opposed to a Los Angeles vibe. So they want to, for some reason, I'm not sure what it is. I can't think it's money. It can't be that much to go from Los Angeles to Portland, Oregon. But apparently they're shooting more in LA because it's cheaper than it is in Portland, but they want to do more stuff in Portland, actual shooting, to give it more of that vibe.
Well, I would imagine there probably isn't much of a TV production studio personnel in Portland. It's probably something that's just started. Like you said, we're going to shoot in Chicago where you got a studio and you got people hanging out. But yeah, you show up on a week and you just, we're going to shoot some exteriors.
Well, doing a lot of backgrounds, a lot of exteriors, having her get out of cars, on for Portland, well-known streets.
Yeah.
Or visible streets, or streets that have that quote-unquote Portland feel.
And you do those on weekends. You just, what we're going to do? We're going to Portland for the weekend to do some pickups.
Okay, now, like I said, she is a bisexual private investigator who has a gambling problem.
Yeah, she still has a gambling
assume they're
problem.
keeping all this in the TV
Yeah, the commercial, she still has a gambling problem. She also has a drinking problem. And she also sleeps around with men and women.
Well, that's the nature of bisexual.
Yeah, so she's doing, and she's sarcastic as hell.
And there's your hook. She's sarcastic as hell.
She's sarcastic. She's hot. She's taken on a lot of unusual cases. I think her brother is handicapped.
Yes. Her brother played by a handicapped actor by the name of Cole Sebers.
So she's a hot drunk.
Yeah. Well,
you know what?
She's a hot drunk.
She doesn't drink as much as Jessica Jones, but yeah, she drinks.
Yeah, but the way you describe it, I was saying to myself, why in the hell did ABC pick this up anyway? Because they had a character that was supposed to play opposite her, and they got rid of him because they said he doesn't fit the leading status of a leading man we want on that.
And you went with Ely, which is interesting because Smothers is white and Ely is
black.
And it's like, whoa, we got an interesting relationship here.
So they race changed one of the characters from the comic?
Yeah.
Yes.
In the comic, I assume he's white.
Yeah.
But he's black in the TV.
Black in the he's a cop.
Well, Ely can play that because he has that look about him. So
yeah, Ely's the part where you look at him and you go, you kind of unusual. And Ely's the guy who also does a lot of genre stuff.
Ely, who is he?
Trudy, he was in Almost Human. That was Fox.
That was like a twist off
It
Alien
was
Nation.
basically a rip-off of Alien Nation. Urban's a
human,
person,
one was a robot.
Ely's a robot, but he's an advanced robot, and it's like we have to.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
Show. Yeah. Okay. I remember that. Fox about 8 years ago.
And they kept giving Michael Ealy a job because they took him off the following and put him on that one.
I remember that now.
Yeah, he went from one
that was one of those shows that had a huge rollout and it died inside of 10 episodes.
It was not even 10.
Yeah. This was going to be the next greatest show ever.
Yeah, because they pimped the hell out of it.
I remember the posters they were stacking up for that one.
Once you got to about the third or fourth episode, people just stopped watching.
Okay, that is Stumptown. Stumptown will be on ABC.
September 25th.
This is Sunday? Yeah, Sunday night show.
So Sunday night show. Okay.
It's going to be interesting.
So look for that. Okay, moving to the DC Universe. Your choice.
Batwoman.
Okay, let's get Batwoman then. Batwoman first showed up on last year's
Crisis.
Well, not Crisis, but Crossover. Big crossover. They did. First time she showed up, Gotham City.
It's all messed up.
All messed up. It's Gotham City.
Yeah, it's Gotham City.
Show me Gotham City.
Batman actually got sense enough and said, I can't do it. I'm gone.
You know what you call a Gotham City that isn't messed up? Metropolis.
That's true.
Gotham City, it's all messed up. So messed up that Batman is gone. He has abandoned the city.
He left.
For some reason. Don't say why.
We don't know why.
Okay.
And Kane's living in
the Wayne building.
Yeah, she's living in the Wayne building.
And she has essentially taken over his job, and she's rechristened herself Batwoman, who I will say, I have no idea how the TV series is going to go, but just based on what I saw last year, they knocked her look right out of the
Yes, they did. Yeah. That looked like
she looks like she just walked out of the comic book.
Yeah.
Which is exactly why sometimes you should do that. Exactly like the comic. She looked great.
It will be intertwined with Crisis.
Well, what you're going to have is you're going to have the first, what's left of the Arrow season, which is like 8 episodes, 10 episodes.
8 to 10 episodes.
8 to 10 episodes. Then you have Crisis.
They're already saying goodbye and having the farewell parties.
Crisis is like 5 episodes.
Yeah, it's 5. Yeah, actually the ad for that came out where they show you this night, watch this.
And there's a Christmas break in the middle of it. They do like 2-3 episodes. Christmas break, see you in a month. Yeah, then you come back.
Because nobody watches TV during
and they're going to wrap the thing up.
Well, they don't watch TV in January, so maybe after the Christmas break, they come back in like end of January, early February.
It's usually January 14th to 21st, somewhere around that point. It's not the first week of January.
But then they're going to...
Because you're involved in college football games at that point. You don't want to run stuff against college bowl games.
But then they're going to come back and wrap up Crisis. Yeah. And we're not going to get into the whole CW thing because that will be for another show. Yeah. But they've already said there are going to be 2 Batmans in this thing. So I would assume whatever happened to Batman in this Gotham City will be addressed at some point somehow in Crisis. And if just by going by the Crisis thing and the fact that Gotham is now off the air, I assume they're going to be rolling in the Batman universe of characters.
Now the cast will include Cameron Johnson as Luke Fox.
Not Lucius.
No, he's the son of Lucius. Alice is going to be the villain, the leader of the Wonderland gang. Doug Ray Scott, the guy who would have been Wolverine, is Jacob Kane, her father. And one of the people popping up, who they haven't cast yet, will be Hush.
Oh, Hush.
Hush will be part of the show.
Have they said anything about Alfred or Wayne Manor or any of that stuff? Even though Batman has left, I assume Wayne Manor is still there.
I'm assuming the man is still there and it's probably all messed up. Oh, no. The series is going to pop up on October the 6th, 2019.
Oh, really?
It's debuting in October.
Oh, well, then that just shoots everything we just said all the hell.
October.
See how it's a good idea to research stuff ahead of time, Bo?
Well, I didn't know the debut date, but I did remember.
Well, no, that's not like that's not important or anything. I mean, the debut date.
I did remember.
Why bother looking that up?
The Crisis thing, though. So, are you looking forward to this?
From what I saw last year with Crossover, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I didn't even know until after the show was over with, one of the Easter eggs in that thing was when they broke out of, I think it was Blackgate, it wasn't Arkham. They had Sports Masters.
Yes.
And
I saw that.
I think Huntress, but not
Helena Bartolini, but the
not
the
her,
one from
but the one
Earth
from the Earth 2 Golden Age. That Huntress was among the many that escaped from Blackgate in that episode.
And there was 2 fat guys who may end up being Tweedledum and Tweedledee, part of the Alice gang.
Well, in that episode, though, you also had all sorts of stuff. Like down in the basement, they had Mr. Freeze's cold gun. And when you walk down the hallway in the prison, one of the names on the door was Cobblepot. Yeah. Another one was Enigma. Yeah, I assume they're going to be rolling all these.
Another one was Mark Guggenheim. It's like, you killed yourself in your own show? Really? Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay, anything else about Batwoman?
The only commercial they've run was the teaser, which is her cape flowing in a close-up. They've been shooting for a while, so I'm assuming there'll be long teasers, probably starting around September.
One of the things they did mention is that Batwoman and Supergirl will be on the same night, and you could probably expect World's Finest crossover. between the two of them at some point during the season, irrespective of whatever happens in Crisis.
Wasn't Batwoman flirting with Supergirl at the end of that?
They were sociable, friendly.
Yeah, because she said, you can come back to my universe anytime. Did a little Batwoman smirk as she flew off.
So I guess Batwoman will go, I like your new outfit or whatever.
Well, I'm not even going to get into that.
He's turning red already.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, and the last thing we've got is Watchmen. Watchmen's going to be on HBO. This is the Watchmen universe.
This is
after the events of Watchmen.
The movie.
Yes.
Okay, so Dr. Manhattan has done his thing.
Yes.
He's gone.
Yes.
The city's blown up. It's a big smoking hole in the ground. And we have moved on from the end of the movie.
So there are a bunch of people walking around in Rorschach masks.
Rorschach is dead. From what I've read, Dr. Manhattan will be in Watchmen.
Dr. Watchmen.
Also, Silk Spectre.
Who does Jeremy Irons play?
He's playing Ozymandias.
Yeah, he's playing Ozymandias.
Oh, okay.
Which he could probably do.
Well, no, so they're taking characters from the movie and recasting them.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know they were doing that. I thought that they were just looking at other characters from the Watchmen universe and bringing them in.
They got Robert Redford.
Yeah, that was a big one right there.
Robert Redford's
Robert
Redford has come out of retirement to play President Robert Redford.
President since 1992.
Right.
He's been president for 34 years, and he's outlawed.
David Lindelof talked to him and said, he said, yeah, I'll do it. What the hell? He said, when you're retired, I'm doing it. I'm just going to do it. I'm there. Okay.
So he's going from his scene-stealing performance in Winter Soldier to Watchmen.
Well, no, he did a movie after Winter Soldier.
His last movie was
he did
supposed
that
to be
old man thing.
That was supposed to be his last movie. That was his last movie. That's what he kept saying. That was the ad campaign. This is Robert Redford's last performance because Redford went, I'm too old to be doing this.
Well, that was his last movie.
Right.
Okay.
You know,
TV doesn't count.
Yeah. Right. Robert Redford ever did television?
Robert Redford started out in television.
That's right.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah,
Twilight
Zone.
Was death.
Yeah, okay, Twilight Zone.
Okay, so you got President Robert Redford in the thing being played by Robert Redford.
Yeah.
And you got Silk Spectre.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Irons is playing Ozymandias.
It's actually Silk Spectre. Silk Spectre is, she's not white in this.
Well, because Robert Redford...
Well, she might not be Silk Spectre from the movie. She might not be playing exactly the same Silk Spectre.
And you got Don Johnson playing, was he playing a sheriff?
Yes. Probably one of the most underrated actors, in my opinion.
And they've already ordered a second season.
Now, any idea what's happening in this thing, what the storyline is? After the
commercial suggests the
movie,
world's all screwed up. There's a whole bunch of people walking around in these masks.
Right.
Bad things are happening. Superheroes are coming back. Comedian is somewhere around here doing something.
I did hear the laughing from the previews of
something.
it. But from what they were saying, that vigilantism is outlawed, but the world is going to hell.
And so
we need heroes.
They're coming back. Whether they want them to come back or not.
Slowly but surely. But Dr. Manhattan is still doing something from behind the scene. So he may pop up once in a while, but he's still part of this Watchmen universe.
Yeah, I saw the trailer too, where you see the guy in the suit walking down the street, and he reaches down and picks up a Dr. Manhattan mask, and he's got blue hands.
Yeah.
And he's standing there holding the mask, looking at you. You don't see his face, but you see him holding the mask in front of the camera like he's staring at it.
Yeah, let's talk about the biggest controversy about this show.
What's the controversy about it? It's on HBO and you got to pay for it?
No. David Lindelof said, I don't give a crap whether Alan Moore likes it or not.
Yes, he did. He did say that. He said, I don't care.
Alan Moore has gone out of his way to say he doesn't care what anybody does with any of the concepts that he's come out with in comics over the years. They can take them and bend them, twist them, do whatever they want with them. His stuff is always going to be there.
But he still gets a check from this, though, right?
No.
He signed over the money?
No. His check goes to Dave Gibbons.
He
doesn't take any money from this. He takes nothing from this. It goes
I'm starting to respect him more from that.
After Lindelof made the comment, Alan Moore said, I'm actually officially, now, I'm really serious this time.
Retired. I'm retired.
You said that 10 years ago.
You want to see a card trick?
Yeah, want to see a card trick?
But you know what's funny about this? This is going to come out before Doomsday Clock comes out.
Yeah, probably at the rate
they're going, yeah.
Not as anything to do with this, but 12 has been pushed back to January next year.
Look at the numbers.
Wait a minute, but 12 was supposed to be the last book of this year.
Not anymore.
Not this year, no. It's been pushed back to January.
That and Shazam have been pushed way off.
Well, I don't know what's up with Shazam.
What is,
Shazam
Jeff Johns
is like
writes that.
5-6 issues behind him.
Yeah, what is wrong with Jeff Johns?
We don't know if it's Jeff Johns because they're not talking about it.
Well, I would think it would probably be Jeff Johns.
My contract's almost over with. I don't know.
Well,
so I don't have any reason to rush.
Well, the rumor I heard, and this is just a rumor, the rumor I heard is that DC, apparently, as long as they don't publish Doomsday Clock, he's officially under contract.
Oh,
so if they decide to publish it 15 years from now, he's under contract for 15 more years.
I'll be willing to bet Gary Frank's probably.
I don't think he'll be doing much.
He's probably like, well, I've drawn all of them. What are we waiting on? You know, and
draw it again.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh, we can't find a letterer.
I don't know if that's true or not. Although that's two Jeff Johns' books that have like real scheduling problems for some reason, and Jeff Johns can write on time.
Dale Eaglesham does not have trouble in deadlines.
No, he doesn't.
So that means it's something going on in DC's offices. It's not
well, you know the two heads are running DC.
Well, the two heads
Salt and Pepper.
The two heads are running DC right now.
Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, that's what I call it. That's what I call Dan and Jim. Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, Triple D and Jim Lee.
Yeah.
Okay, any more about Watchmen?
HBO.
Gotta
have HBO.
When's it supposed to?
You can't see it. Wait, ask you a question. How are you going to watch this? You don't have HBO.
I haven't watched any of Westworld. I really want to see it, but I haven't watched any of Westworld.
You missed Westworld?
Yeah, I missed
Westworld. Dude, you know where I am on Westworld? I watched the first episode of season 2, and I haven't watched a single episode since. So yes, another one I got to catch up on.
Oh, wow. Man.
Because
I got a free preview of HBO like a year ago, and I binge watched all the Westworlds that were out by that point. But no, I didn't pick HBO up. I am waiting for HBO Max for that to drop to see what I'm going to do. Because I really want to pick that up.
October. Oh, Tim Blake Nelson's playing Looking Glass. Also, this person we've seen, Louis Gossett Jr. He's playing Old Man. That's the name of his character.
DC did their Before Watchmen series. Are there any characters in
let's see.
that they're rolling in?
Mime's in it. Marionette's in it.
Oh, okay. They've been in Doomsday Clock.
Yeah. Which
Agent Lori Blake, Senator Keene, James Walker, who's in a whole.
That sounds like a character from the Charlton comics.
Yeah, could be. Panda.
Oh my goodness.
Andrew Howard's playing the Red Scare, Pirate Jenny, and Jeremy is playing Adrian Byte. Yeah.
And it's Superman showing up to punch Dr. Manhattan in the face.
No. Maybe. And the series takes place in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 2019, where there is no internet or smartphone.
And that's because it's cheap.
And that's because it's cheap.
That's because this show is going to be a budget buster, so let's set it someplace where it doesn't cost us any money.
Yes, sir.
Why don't we set it in New York where we have blimps floating around in the background with big
Eat
at Joe's signs on the side? I got a better idea. Let's go to Wichita, Kansas. We don't have any of that stuff. It doesn't cost anything.
By the way, it was shot in Atlanta.
Okay. You got Don Johnson,
Regina
Robert
King,
Redford, and Jeremy Irons, and now Regina King, Oscar-winning Regina King in there. You said they skimping on money?
It's HBO. They don't have to skimp on money. They got money.
Yeah.
After Game of Thrones, I would hope not.
No, what? They have $14 million per episode.
Yeah, and you know what you might see? You might get an announcement of whatever the Game of Thrones spinoff is when this thing is over with. The 9-episode season. And there are 3 more of those after that. So HBO doesn't have a problem with spending money.
And that's going to do it for the first part of our fall preview episode. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming here. Folks, go to the store's website, myalternatereality.com, where you will find more about these episodes, Bo's News. You'll find more about JR's reviews and Vito Carly's reviews, both of which are on the website. Every week, they alternate back and forth between the two of them.
Is Vito going to review Hobbs and Shaw?
I doubt that seriously. And, of course, you'll find out more about the store sales and more about Alternate Reality itself, myalternatereality.com. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in today. Before we get out of here, Rod, you have any cogent words you want to tell the folks at home?
Clancy Brown is still creepy, but he's a good actor. He is a very good actor. He's just creepy looking.
Bo, what about you?
Clancy Brown's a saint. Okay?
Well, now that we've trashed out Clancy Brown.
He's a saint. He gives money to orphans. He feeds the homeless.
And for me, this is Comic Book Man saying, thanks again for listening, and until next time, take care of yourself, and bye! Thanks a lot for listening. If you enjoyed this show, please like and share it with all your friends. We value your feedback, so drop us a question, comment, show idea, or complaint either at arcomics@msn.com or, if provided, in the comments section down below on this platform. The opinions expressed in this episode are solely those of the individuals and not necessarily those of Alternate Reality Incorporated. This show is, as always, coming to you from the Alternate Reality Comic Shop, located in the heart of beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie, serving Chicago comics fandom since 1994.
Help us!
the building.